Today, Chelsea named 9 under-23 players in the team. It's an exceptionally young squad. But Mudryk himself, in the interview earlier, pointed out the word patterns of play. He claims that in this game, it was evident to see, even against Manchester City, despite the fact that they didn't win the game, it was evident to see in patches as well. Do you think Maresca would find it easier to build those patterns, given that the squad is largely younger?
Yeah, I think when you've got young players, they're probably a little bit more entitled to listen. I think they listen and take on board what you're trying to tell them a little bit more, rather than experienced pros that think they've lived a little bit longer and know more. I also think energy levels for young lads are incredible, but also with young players comes inconsistency. And he's already talked about inconsistency, and that's just a matter of getting games in, keep going through the patterns of play and training, and like you see today, it starts to work. Yeah.
Contrasting fortunes, Gary, because on one hand, Noni Madueke responded really well to the criticism, turned up, scored a hat-trick, got the plaudits from even his manager as well. But then on the other side of the flank, Mykhailo Mudryk, he was also criticised recently by the manager, given an opportunity in the starting 11 today, but then was brought off at half-time after being largely ineffective. I mean, where does Mudryk go from here? Because it sometimes feels like the price tag continues to hang over him like a shadow.
Well, he has to go back into training and keep working at his game. But, you know, he had a chance today, didn't he, because he started the game. And that opportunity was over by half-time because he wasn't prominent enough in the game. Now, you played as a winger. You know, it's not only about what you do, but you need teammates to feed you the ball. And I thought today, you know, Chelsea very much played to their right-hand side, and Mudryk is playing on the left-hand side. What do you do there?
Yeah, I felt for Mudryk today because it was an opportunity for him, and the ball just didn't go down his side of the pitch very often in the first half. It did a little bit more second half.
When he was off.
When Neto came on. Is that because they're looking for Neto more because he's a new player, or I don't know. But yeah, I felt for Mudryk because I think he's got loads of ability, and he looked like he'd already improved a little from last season. He didn't give the ball away too often. He had a couple of runs through midfield and into the pitch and sprayed the passes around. So I do feel for him a little bit.
But surely this is going to be a really difficult season, because not just the fact that he hasn't been able to get into that gear that he wants to be in, but at the same time, now that you've got Pedro Neto as an option, you've got João Felix, who also likes to drift out to the left, you've got Madueke, who can play on the other side of the flank, you've got Cole Palmer, who can operate on both sides, and bear in mind, Christopher Nkunku is still around as well, and he plays everywhere on that pitch. Opportunities are going to be really difficult to come for Mudryk.
I think possibly, yeah. You know, ultimately, it's what Maresca thinks is his best side, and still at this moment in time, and what did he make? He made 2 changes to the side that played against Manchester City in the first game. I still think he needs to kind of go, right, that's pretty much my 11 that starts, and he needs to kind of run with that for the first 5, 6, 7, 8 games, because if you make 4 changes, and then you make 5 changes, then you make 3 changes, something works, but what is it that works? What is it that doesn't work? So, you know, that would be my way of doing it. But then, if you're not making too many changes, how do you keep such a big squad happy?
Interesting.